Neurofeedback video games and their use in education. As you might remember, I did my first ET demo on empathy games. A subset of those games were biofeedback games, which were partially controlled by the physiological responses of the player. One of those games, called MindLight, was specifically designed to teach children to manage their anxiety. I was very interested in how MindLight and other games like it could be used in education. First of all, does the reduction of anxiety belong in the realm of education? One challenge in education is helping children from impoverished backgrounds learn. It's the fabled American dream. No matter how poor you are, you can get a good education and better your circumstances. You see this in some of our cultural stories. In particular, I remember the one in which Abraham Lincoln taught himself to write using a piece of charcoal and the back of a shovel. To some degree, this is true. However, it's a particular challenge for children in poverty to learn when they are also exposed to stresses that their counterparts in better-off homes are not. The problem with poverty is not the lack of a pencil and a piece of paper. It's stress.
The reason for this has to do with the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, the brain's and body's stress response system that governs our fight or flight response. How does it work? Well, imagine you're walking in the forest and you see a bear. Immediately, your hypothalamus sends a signal to your pituitary, which sends a signal to your adrenal gland that says, release stress hormones, adrenaline, cortisol. And so your heart starts to pound, your pupils dilate, your airways open up, and you are ready to either fight that bear or run from the bear. And that is wonderful if you're in a forest and there's a bear. But the problem is what happens when the bear comes home every night. And this system is activated over and over and over again. And it goes from being adaptive or life-saving to maladaptive or health-damaging. Children are especially sensitive to this repeated stress activation because their brains and bodies are just developing. High doses of adversity not only affect brain structure and function, they affect the developing immune system, developing hormonal systems, and even the way our DNA is read and transcribed.
The overload of the HPA axis impairs the part of the brain responsible for a child's executive functions and makes cognitive impulse control and emotional impulse control more difficult. Those are two skills that are crucial for getting through a school day. Left untreated, anxiety disorders are associated with lowered school performance and early withdrawal from school, as well as substance abuse and behavioral problems. One of the most effective evidence-based approaches to prevent anxiety is cognitive behavioral therapy, otherwise known as CBT. However, it is difficult to motivate children to participate in conventional intervention. Also, cost can be a major barrier to access for many in need, as well as geographical or lifestyle factors. Video games, on the other hand, if well designed, are motivating and offer a strong sense of agency and reward children for self-directed goal setting and perseverance. They can be inexpensive relative to therapy and made available in schools. Biofeedback is a technique in which the subject is connected to electrical sensors that help make him or her focus on making subtle changes in the body. A more specialized version of this, neurofeedback training, is electroencephalogram or EEG biofeedback. Neurofeedback uses headsets that monitor electrical activity in the brain. MindLight is a neurofeedback game that uses an EEG headset called the MindWave. This headset uses a sensor to translate the EEG values into the brightness of the on-screen light. In the dark, the environment appears threatening, But with encouragement from the game, users try a variety of relaxation techniques and learn to approach, rather than avoid, fear events. When they succeed, they are rewarded by transformation of the threat into something benign. A monster can also be revealed to be a cute kitten that then keeps the player company as a reminder of past success. In a study conducted in the Netherlands in 2015, 136 students with anxiety symptoms participated in a test that compared the effects of Mind Light with another game. The other game was designed to help with anxiety, but did not use neurofeedback. Mind Light was found to reduce levels of anxiety significantly over the time of the experiment. However, the results didn't indicate that it was more effective than the other game. There were a few possible flaws in the study that, in retrospect, the researchers thought might have contributed to this result. The children were told that the game was meant to reduce anxiety and might have been influenced by their expectations. Also, students playing both games played in the same room at the same time and were able to overhear each other. The researchers noted that there are few studies on the use of video games for uses other than entertainment, and next to none on their use in mental health. Given this situation, it's reasonable to say that further investigation would be beneficial. Neurofeedback video games still need to be researched using well-designed studies, and more well-designed games need to be created in order to fully explore the possibilities. They are not currently a good investment for schools, but could be an effective addition to programs that aim to improve educational options for students living in poverty. Good program design, game design, and research design is still needed, but neurofeedback video games show promise as a technology that could evolve and have a positive effect on education. Thank you.